season is in mid-season form.
Right.
Exciting games yesterday. I got to ask about your former team, the New York Jets. Go 4-2. They thoroughly dominate the Green Bay Packers after the Packers are coming off a loss. Legit, not legit. Talk to me about that game yesterday, Thomas.
I mean, any win in the NFL is legit. It's hard to win week after week. Every game is a challenge. So definitely legit, and at Lambeau, which is always a tough place to play. So yeah, the Jets. I mean, they're coming along. I think they're gelling at the right time. So yeah, good for them.
How about Brees Hall? I mean, you have guys who have said, "Hey, this man is a number one back in the NFL, hands down, no question." What have you seen with him particularly?
To be perfectly honest, I'm so busy with film and TV and producing and all that stuff that I don't really get to see a lot of the games. But luckily, we have Twitter, so
Yeah,
so I'm able to keep up and see some highlights on Twitter. And what I've seen of him, he's explosive, he's big, he's strong. He's got really good vision, and I think he has a very bright future. I'm really happy for him, and I'm happy for the Jets, and I wish them all the best this season.
I got one more football question for you, and I'm sure you saw this on Twitter because it seemed like this is like half of the tweets yesterday were about this. Tom Brady on the sideline just losing it. Looked very upset with his offensive lineman. Is that something that typically happens? Not playing well, you're down in the game. Is that something that happens with quarterbacks at times, Thomas?
Yes, it happens with everybody. Football is a very emotional game, very emotional game. And if you're not playing with emotion, then you shouldn't be out there because that means you probably don't want to win. So that happens all the time. I know when people see it on TV and they get, clips of it, and sometimes it's out of context, but that's the nature of the game. That's the nature of the emotions of the game. I'm sure that's definitely not Tom Brady's first time, and I'm sure it
No.
won't be his last time. Really excited to work with this project and work with these former NFL players. It's a project called Life After and explores the lives of 12 different NFL players. It's an 8-part docuseries that'll premiere tomorrow on Amazon Prime. We just dig into some of the struggles of the lives of guys once they retire. I think a lot of people have this idea that once NFL players retire, they all have millions of dollars
Yeah.
and they go to some deserted island and they're eating grapes and their feet are propped up, and and I mean, and that's just not the reality for a lot of guys. A lot of guys find it hard to transition into something else. They find it hard to
Yeah.
find ambition and drive to pursue something else when you've given so much of your life to the NFL and to football. And so we just take a deeper dive into these 12 NFL players' lives and see how they transition and what they transition to.
You have such and tell me if this was something that was done on purpose, but you have a really wide range and really different guys who are bona fide superstars like DeMarcus Ware in the NFL to guys who were more role players. Myron Rolle, obviously a brilliant man, and look, obviously, football aside, the medical stuff, what he has been able to
Right.
do. Was that something that you did on purpose to try and find guys from different walks of life who had different levels of NFL careers? Very different set of guys here, Thomas.
Yes, we wanted to make sure that we covered as much ground as we possibly could in a wide spectrum of players. You have some guys who were household names, and then other guys, like you said, who were role players.
Yeah.
But we all had the same experience as NFL players. We all didn't make the same money. We all didn't have the same opportunities.
Yeah.
But we made the most of what we had. And now we're all still trying to figure out what are we going to be? What are we going to become now? Most people don't retire at 28, 29, 30 years old. And what you realize watching this is that retirement is a state of mind. It's not just a word. And so when you retire that early, you were giving you an opportunity to see guys that made millions of dollars and guys
Yeah.
that had very successful careers and guys who were more role players that didn't make the millions of dollars and to see how equal of a struggle it can be.
You probably answered this. Is the biggest misconception that once you retire, all pro athletes are set forever financially, don't ever have to work again, don't have to worry about money? Is that the biggest misconception when guys retire?
Yeah, I definitely think that's one of the biggest misconceptions because a lot of guys once they retire, usually they're taking care of a lot of people. They're taking care of the
Yeah.
majority of their families and even some of their friends.
Wow.
A lot of guys also when they retire, like I said earlier, they don't have any ambition or drive to figure out how to make more money outside of the NFL. And some guys don't know how to make money outside of the NFL because they didn't have a chance to learn how to, create their own startup or be an entrepreneur. So there's a lot of different elements that go into retirements and the entire process with different players. And I think, like I said before, the idea is that everyone is set for life and that may have millions of dollars. But that's just not reality. You still have your whole second chapter in life afterwards, and a lot of guys struggle trying to figure out what they're going to become next and what they're going to pursue next.